Hey besties, Monica Ferguson here and welcome to World Domination. This is a safe space for absolute legends who are bold enough and brave enough to go within, to recreate their belief system, to aim high, to chase their wildest dreams and become everything that they are destined to be. This is a space for people who are serious about growth, about healing. We talk about all things mind, body, spirit, and we have the courage to go further than most people even dare to dream. Welcome, let's get into it. Hey besties, Monica Ferguson here. Welcome to this week's episode, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't give you the visual. I'm literally in my pajamas. It is 2:16 p.m. on a Sunday. Inspiration has struck. I'm sitting in front of the fire with my cats on the floor in my pajamas. This is how we do it, all right? Keeping it real. Now, this podcast has been really interesting because I woke up to a message this morning from a beautiful, beautiful human, a beautiful friend of mine, and she said, "Mon, do you have any podcasts about how to navigate existential dread?" And I was like, holy smokes, what a question. And I love this. And I've been sitting with this morning about how do I want to articulate this? How do I want to speak about this? How do I, combine everything? How woo-woo do I want to go, right? Well, we're going woo-woo. Because honestly, at this point, if you're still with me, you are someone who is likely extremely sensitive to energy, sensitive to the world, sensitive to growth and healing. And there's no point in us denying what's actually going on in the world, right? And I always say to you guys, awareness is the key. We start with awareness. I hate toxic positivity. Because if your hand is on the fire and you're saying, oh, it's not hot, while your hand is literally smoking, that is just stupid, right? That is absolutely stupid. And all of our work in terms of our growth, our healing, it's all around safety. It's all around creating safety within our own body. How do we do that? We create trust. Our body trusts us when we do not gaslight ourselves, right? When we don't sit here saying, all is well, love and light, namaste, when actually the world is a burning pile of dog shit right now. I mean, you can't go 10 seconds without saying something, unforgettable. Like you can't scroll through the internet without seeing, genocide, little kids being murdered, and we're just going about our stupid, mundane shit day to day like these things aren't happening. And it would be so stupid for us to pretend that wasn't the case. And I know you, as someone with a huge heart, with a desire to do good, with a lot of empathy, this is impacting you. And so my intention and my goal for us in this episode is that we can actually create a space to tell the truth. And as always, I welcome your reflections, your emails. Send me a voice message in the DMs on Instagram and connect with me. Like, this is the whole point of this space, right? Is that we actually grow, we heal, we rise together. I have no interest in talking to myself, This is meant to be a community, and you're going to see a lot more of this sort of stuff from me. So, okay, this is going to actually be a very healing episode. And what I encourage you to do is acknowledge your real feelings. As I said, from a mindset perspective and a growth perspective, acknowledging our real lived experience, our real feelings, having the courage to look at what's actually here is one of the most powerful things. And it's where most people fall over. Because we have all these fears around, oh my God, I don't want to think a negative thought, or what will happen if I focus too much on this, or we're actually just scared and it feels uncomfortable as shit. And so we avoid it. We bypass, we numb, we drink, we go on dating apps, we obsess about other people and what they're doing, instead of just sitting with ourselves, turning our attention inwards and actually asking ourselves in our own body, how do we feel? How do I feel? What's going on within me right now? this is the first thing. So I invite every single one of you to just turn your attention internally right now for a second and just notice, how do you actually feel? Are you super tense? Are your shoulders tight? Is your jaw clenched? Are you breathing deeply through your nose? Like your belly should inflate when you breathe in, right? Someone needed to hear that. Deep breath in the nose. And just observe, like, how do you actually feel? Do you feel terrified? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel so fucking depressed? And like, what is the fucking point? And I fucking hate it here. And by the way, yeah, I'm going to be swearing a lot more moving forward because that's authentic to me, right? And honestly, what the fuck? Like, if you don't look at the world and think, what the actual fuck is this shit? I can't believe we came here for this. Then are you even living? Like, honestly. And I know that if you're listening to this, this is going to make sense to you. So this is the thing though, right? For us to actually look at things clearly and understand that by observing what's actually happening, we're not manifesting more. We're not creating more. Okay? Because the thing is, what we're actually doing is becoming aware of what's going on within us. And that's when we have the power to change stuff, right? There's such a difference between living unconsciously, which is what most people are doing. Most people are driven by fear, right? And so that's why the moment that uncomfortable feelings come up, they numb them, they distract, they go to all the external things. But for us to acknowledge it, we're acknowledging what is already there. We're not creating something new. We're not sitting here creating scenarios in our head of like, oh my God, what if this happens? Or what if this happens? We're actually just acknowledging, what do we feel right now? What are we observing right now? This is where we have the awareness, and therefore we have the power to choose and to change things. Okay. So we are so done with ignoring our feelings. If your body doesn't feel safe in the world right now, you pretending that isn't the case creates more unsafety. But for you to actually acknowledge how you really feel, do you actually feel safe in the world right now? Do you actually feel positive and empowered? Or are you looking around going, holy shit, man, I hate it here? Because I can tell you that conversation, those exact words, I have heard them so many times from people that are telling the truth. And I have said the exact same thing. Being a mindset coach does not mean that I sit with my head in the clouds. In fact, it's the opposite. We descend to ascend. And when I say descend, I mean into our truth, into our feelings, into our unconscious, our subconscious mind, because 95% of our thoughts and our beliefs, and therefore our life, is coming from our subconscious mind. Okay? So when we can actually have the courage to bring it up to the surface, it's no longer running us behind the scenes. We actually have the power to observe things without giving our power away to them. Does this make sense? Okay. So, yeah, the world right now is just ridiculous. Okay, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's because there is a massive awakening happening on this planet. And if you think about what I just said, if we as individuals, we want to create change, what do? We descend to ascend. We look at what's actually going on. We actually reflect on how do we feel, what things are coming up, what needs to be acknowledged. And so if you look at the world, this is exactly what's happening. All of this absolute evil is being exposed, right? Now, this shit was always there. It's just that we can see it very clearly now because we are going through a shift where the old ways are dying. We can see this through the collapse of capitalism that we're starting to see, the collapse of patriarchy. We can see it through all of this darkness that's being exposed, the war, the genocide, the greed, the power, the corruption, the evil, the abuse that we as humanity have inflicted on each other, right? All of this is coming up because collectively we're going through a shift. Now, that's just a fact. Whether you whether you want to acknowledge it or not. These things are happening, right? And that's why it's become very, very intense, very hard to ignore, because we're actually tipping. We're at a tipping point. Now, here's the thing. If you feel absolutely sickened by what you're observing in the world, could it be that you have a role in being part of the solution? And not in a fluffy, like, let's make a vision board way. And no, in a grounded, I'm here to contribute to the world in a positive way, right? I guarantee it. I guarantee that there are things that you're a teacher, you're a creative, you're an author, you're a cook, you're a parent, you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or something. Oh my God, that's so nice. My cat has a fur ball. She's coughing up in the background. How lovely. I'm leaving it in. We're keeping it real, all right? But what I mean is, you have solutions, you have answers, you have things that you can contribute in service of the light, right? You literally do. You literally do. And so, now's the time. You know, everything that I've shared, all these podcasts and stuff that I've shared, have been around building your sense of self-belief, getting out of your own way, right? Like, overcoming fear and not allowing this tall poppy syndrome and the fears of not being good enough and what are other people going to think and all that shit stop you, because you're literally needed. Now, I've said this so many fucking times before, and I'm telling you again, you are literally needed. You who are listening to this right now, do not fight me on this, okay? Because like attracts like. Do you think that you'd be listening to this episode if this wasn't for you? No. Okay, now, there's a scene, people that know me well know that I always quote this. There is this scene in The Matrix. Now, I think it's the second movie. And this like literally changed my life when I saw it. Okay, so there's a scene with the Oracle and Neo. And the Oracle says to Neo, do you want a seat? Like, take a seat. And Neo says, do you know if I'm going to sit down already? And she said, of course, I wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't. And Neo said, then how can I make a choice? And the oracle said, you've already made the choice. You're not here to make the choice. You're here to figure out why you made it. Now, this is where I'm going to zoom out and get full, call it woo-woo if you want. But the thing is that this is not just all that there is, right? There is so much more at play. We are souls having a human experience. We are not just human beings randomly placed on this rock for no reason. And so you, listening to this right now, are part of the solution. And so the reason that everything feels pointless and shit is because you have a heart, you have empathy, you have awareness. You can feel how dark and heavy and dense the energy on this planet is right now. That's literally why. But here's the thing. Whilst we absolutely want to honor and acknowledge our real feelings and allow it all to be felt, allow it, right? And do whatever you need to do to move that energy. And some days you do need to rest because it's exhausting. Some days you do need a whole day in bed watching movies. Some days you need to go and box and hit things. Sometimes you're going to need to journal or whatever. And because it's not just collective what we're feeling, it's also in our individual life, right? Because everyone is growing and moving at certain speeds, at different rates. Some people are awake to what's going on. Some people are very awake to the split that's happening on Earth, to their role in it. And they are taking action every day to grow, to release the past, release the fear, to embody more love, to step up, to step forward, to remember the truth of who they are. Some people are just sitting and refusing to grow, refusing to acknowledge. And so what's happening in our individual lives is probably you've got a lot of relationship breakdowns. If you're resonating with what I'm saying right now, there's probably a lot of people in your life that are not. And so you as an individual have to actually be willing to show up for yourself, to set the boundaries, to walk away from the relationships that drag you down, that don't pour into you, that don't serve you. And so that brings up a whole other level of shit, right? It's like, not only do we have the external world that's just so intense, but then our individual world is squeezing us. Our individual lives are forcing us to decide love or fear. That is it. We choose love. We choose ourselves. We choose to do to take the courageous action, or we choose to repeat the cycle again. Those are the options. There is no avoidance when it comes to energy or life, right? If we don't learn the lesson, we don't embody it, we don't integrate it, we don't actually step up and hold the boundaries, refuse to tolerate the bullshit, actually take action as the next level version of us, we will simply keep repeating the cycle until we get sick of it. That's it. No one's coming to save us. And that is, it's a shitty system, but it's also, in a way, but it's also empowering, because it means that no one else actually has control over us. It's up to us. We can choose right now to free ourselves from toxic people, toxic circumstances, from repeating cycles of lack. We can choose to start embodying abundance now, love now, even if no one else comes with us. We can start identifying as the version of us who is wealthy, impactful, loved, chosen, empowered, worthy. Or we can sit around telling ourselves stories that we're not good enough, we're not worth it, and allow other people to reflect that back to us. And we can choose to stay in circumstances that suck, right? It's literally this black and white. Now, the process obviously is not easy, and that is why I have created 173 episodes that actually support you guys to walk through the how, to navigate the grief and the pain and the fear and all those things, because this is not an easy path. However, repeating these cycles, living in fear, giving our power away to the external world is not easy either, right? So this is a big episode, and honest, if I'm being real with you guys, I'm quite shocked that I'm recording this, actually, because I haven't really come out of the woo-woo, if you want to call it that, the woo-woo closet like this. But the thing is that it is just undeniable. Because not everyone's ready to hear this, But the thing is that the people that I'm here to support, the people that I'm here to show up for, are going to resonate with this. You are not insane. You are not depressed. You're living in a really toxic environment right now. And so this is why it has never been more important for us to be intentional, for us to decide and choose who we're going to be and how we're going to live, regardless of the external world. Right? Now, I love the word decide. I love it because it literally translates to cut off. So when you decide, I'm done being treated like shit. I'm done tolerating disrespect. I am done tolerating survival. I am done barely surviving, barely having enough money to get by. I am done. That's a decision. You literally cut off that old timeline, that old version of you, right? So then you actually open a door to move forward, and it's your courage to stay in the present and in the unknown, to move forward and to allow that process to unfold of you becoming the next level version of you. And this is where so many people sabotage, right? They go, I know that I deserve more, but then they actually hold the boundary, or they make a bold move, and then they freak out in the unknown because it's uncomfortable, it's scary, and they run back to comfort. We're not doing that. That's literally why all of these episodes exist. That's why all of my coaching programs and services exist. Everything that I've created is to help you navigate, because there really is no more time. It's just going to get more uncomfortable if people keep repeating these cycles. Okay, so here's the thing with the collective world is very intense, right? And a lot of people are not awake. And that's one of the hardest things. A lot of people are not intentional. They're not conscious. They're not deciding who they're going to be and then living accordingly. And so not everyone is going to continue with you. And if you really step up, a lot of people won't. But what's the alternative? Okay. You're going to step up anyway, and the right people will come to you at the right time. The new people, the ones who are also part of this journey, part of the solution. Imagine being surrounded by people who were all working on themselves, who were all overcoming their past fear, their wounds, who are all learning how to communicate openly, vulnerably, with love, who are all contributing to the world in a positive way. That actually exists. That's literally why I get out of bed. Okay, this is literally why I get out of bed, because we're not going down, we're going up. And the world is set up to keep us in fear, to keep us trapped, to keep us obsessed with politics and power bills and war and genocide, and to keep us in such a state of despair that we forget the truth of who we really are and who we're called to be. Truly. So, we're going to go inwards. The external world, if you look at the external world, you will never get out of bed again. Okay. But we're going to come inwards. And what I really, really invite you to do right now is just close your eyes for a second. And I want you to turn your energy inwards and focus on your heart. Okay, and just take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just settle your attention here for a second. And I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I really? If I wasn't thinking about the past, if I wasn't thinking about fear, if I wasn't thinking about what other people say, who do I truly know myself to be, and what am I here to do? And trust that. If you're resisting it, it's because there's still fear and things getting in the way. But if you can actually sit with this and not shrink it, don't shrink it. Because I guarantee you what will come up is way bigger than you're probably comfortable with. Because you're not a normal person. And I say that with so much love, and that's a compliment, right? Who wants to be normal on this planet? Holy, right? But if you can actually be honest with yourself, who have you been created to be? Who are you called to be? What are you called to do at this time on this earth, on this rock, right? What is it specifically? Are you here to teach? Are you here to lead? Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. The key is that you're going to actually be honest with yourself about how incredible you are. Because this is the point. And this is where so many people hold themselves back, right? Oh no, I'm not special. I'm not good enough. Yes, you are. You literally are. And the fact that you're listening to this episode is actual evidence of that. Now here's the thing, right? Like attracts like. Energy does not lie. If you are listening to this, it's because your energy is in resonance with what I'm saying right now. Okay, and look at who I create all my content for. Heart-led leaders, world changers, world dominators, right? People that lead with integrity, that are here to serve, that are here to be a part of the change. People who have overcome the biggest amounts of grief and pain and darkness, and now they're running back into the fire with buckets of water, helping others to find their way. This is who I'm speaking to. That's who you are. You know this as well. You know this. And this is your, not just permission slip, but imagine me with a speakerphone in your face right now. Like, this is actually who you are. No more playing it small. No more talking yourself out of your actual greatness and your power. You are literally here to be a part of the change on this planet. You are that special. You are. And it's time that you give yourself permission to remember and to feel that, okay? So if you truly allowed yourself to feel how worthy, how special, how chosen, how incredible you are right now, what would that look like? How would you live your life? What goals would you set for yourself? What business would you create? How much money would you call in? Now, here's the thing. Resources are a part of living on this planet, right? If you want to make a big impact, you need a lot of money. So do you currently have a scarcity mindset around money? Are you blocking yourself from allowing more in? So is that something you need to look at? You know, all of these things, like what's actually getting in the way for you right now? And who would you truly be? If I had a magic wand right now and I said, tell me exactly who you are and exactly the life that you're here for, and I will wave my magic wand and give it to you, what would you ask me for? All right? This is something to think about. If you weren't letting fear stop you or shrink you or minimize you, if you weren't thinking about, but how am I going to do that? But I'm not good enough. No, if I could make it all happen for you right now with my magic wand, what would you actually ask for? Right? Okay. Because here's the thing, bestie, you are special. It's why you have the heart that you have. It's why you have gone through so much shit, so much suffering. It was an initiation to strip you of everything that is not you, to give you the resilience, the integrity, the skills, the abilities, the wisdom to help others. That is the point. We are here to be a part of the solution. Okay. And so I just wanted to remind you guys of this. Like, the world is absolutely so messed up right now. And we are here to be part of the solution. Both of those things exist at the same time. And it starts with connecting with people that are on the same page. Surround yourself with love. Pour into yourself. I don't care how big or small that is, right? Like, legit, for me, some of the little things, like, I love fire. I don't know why, I just do. I have my fire on. I have candles on. I take like luxurious bubble baths, like often, salts with Epsom salts and, you know, candles and bubbles. I'm very spiritual. I do a lot of meditation. I do, you know, yoga. I'm learning Hindi, like, because I love it. I'm absolutely in love with India. There's so much depth, so much spirituality, so much wisdom. It just resonates so deeply. So I pursue it. So you know, these little things, it sounds little, but it's like, trust yourself. What do you most need right now? And this is how I'm going to end this episode, you guys. I have so much love for you and so much gratitude that you're here. I'm so proud of you for who you are and who you continue to be in a world that wants us in fear and to shrink. I'm so grateful and happy that you're here. And so I'm going to end with this one question. In this moment right now, no matter how big or small, I want you to trust the first answer that comes to you, okay? What is the next best thing that you can do for yourself right now? Okay, now go ahead and do that. And you guys, I'm about to record a free guided meditation on this topic that will help you. So every single day in the morning, you could listen to this and it will remind you of who you are. It will help you move out of those really dense feelings of despair and depression and that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be coming out soon. Sending you so much love. Catch you on the flippity flop. And that is a wrap. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for being here, and please let me know your aha moments. I want to hear all about them. For extra support, make sure you're following me on TikTok and Instagram at @TheMonicaFerguson. Check out the School of Greatness for self-study courses, and of course, if you want one-on-one mentoring, just DM me and I would love to have a chat with you. Go and slay the day. Thank you for being you. See you soon.